I would say AMD probably the most interesting here so far. So clean setup here on AMD. Put a nice little BB reversal after identifying a lot of sort of weakness last couple days. I mean, you're getting 2-to-1 if you can get a breakout up over this area. How much time we got left on these candles? Okay, should close in a sec here. Right, if I can get like a pretty aggressive fake out inside this zone, I'm getting 2-to-1 towards low of day. That for me is interesting enough. I want to see an overreaction fake out though above that 79.90 area. So let's see if we can get it. Then I'll be looking for a move lower here. Okay, so there's that possible overreaction. Gonna watch here. So now I'm waiting for that tennis ball bounce back reaction. I basically want to see a wall of sellers step in and defend price action after a little rip higher. Wait for that tennis ball bounce back, right? So I'm not getting that tennis ball. Just wait. So finally starting to see a little bit of a rejection here off of these highs. It looks like sellers are stepping in and defending this thesis. So I'm getting closer to an entry here. Okay, so it looks like it's trying to get stuffed a little bit, right? So I was going to get a little pullback here, and I'm going to look to enter. Be patient, right? Be patient. You can now see that every time price goes above that sort of first red line, it's getting stuffed pretty aggressively. So that's how I know my entry is going to be good here. And now I'm just trying to time it up perfectly. All right, I am in. Average price 79.89. Average price 79.89. See if this thing can break down a little bit, but so far so good here. So far so good. Really tried to be very, very patient with my entry here. I'm going to take some off, I think, in a second. But don't like that Apple's making higher highs. So I'm going to trim off a little bit here at 79, like 55-ish. So as AMD was breaking down here, I was keeping my eye on the indexes in Apple. I just wanted to see cooperation from them. They weren't quite giving me that breakdown narrative yet, so I wanted to be a little bit cautious. Okay, there we go. Locked some profit in. Now stop loss on my remainder is going to be at my entry price. So stop loss 79.90. And let's see if this thing can break down further. Good opening trade, everybody. Let's go. I just don't like that Apple's pushing up towards higher highs. That's the only thing that's slowing me down here just a little bit. Why I want to be maybe a bit more aggressive with how I'm taking profit, right? So if these leading names are going to start breaking out a little bit, I just want to make sure that I basically have that head fake insurance. Let's go, Brad. Let's go. How are those options pricing at the moment? So watching this back, I'm really happy with my execution on this trade. Pretty much timed that perfectly, spent no time in the red, and was pretty much immediately green. So really patient entry, really happy with that. And yeah, really textbook play. Don't have really anything to complain about here. That's all right. 10% is a good little win. It's not wanting to break down here super aggressively yet, which is a bit annoying. But we got a really good entry on this time, right? So kind of opposite to what we did on Amazon on Friday, right? This is a much better entry. Much happier with this entry. Pretty much green immediately. And was very, very patient on this. So I'm from like improvement from one trade to the other. I'm very, very happy with that process. So let's see if we can now get paid out for the big move. Yeah, I mean, 10 cents on a 90-cent contract, that's fantastic. You do that once a day, you're going to be absolutely laughing. So well done. Just a little bit annoyed with the way that the indexes are behaving, the way Apple's holding up. That's preventing us from getting us like that rug pull, right? From getting that flush. But we're like our entry here, pretty much perfect. So I don't need to do anything. I can stomach a bit of a pullback here, right? Without having to be very stressed out. So that's what happens, right? When you have a good entry, you can kind of survive a play a little bit longer. You can stomach a bit more volatility. Because your take profit can be in the right spot. Your entry target's in the right spot. Your, you know, then where you push your stop loss up, it's is what it is, Jason. Tough to mute at the opening bell, but I hear you, it happens. Yeah, let's see if this thing can keep breaking down here and give us big follow through. But yeah, great opening trade, everybody. Let's go. Want to see more index cooperation here. Good entry basically allows me to sweat this play out risk-free. No real stress, no real anxiety. Tidy entry, tidy sitting here. That's the only thing that's a bit sticky, right? It's the only thing that's keeping this thing afloat. And we keep bouncing off of that like 79.55, 79.60, that kind of area. I'd like to see it start to break. Okay, watch out. Stop loss here. Almost. Oh, still in play. Price action's defending our entry pretty well, so no complaints there. Perfect. All right, so let's see if this thing can now break, right? That's probably a good sign if you're a bear. Now we want to see it probably push down under that 79.50. On some volume, preferably make new lows. There we go. I'm going to look to close a little bit more of my position off here now, guys. There we go. Closed off a little bit more there at that 79.35. Let's go. Let's see if this thing can keep breaking down. But fantastic trade. I've got about half of my original position left. And let's see if this thing can keep breaking down. Yeah, Apple and Tesla are both holding up really well, which is giving me a little bit of anxiety, but I mean, not too much. We're absolutely banking on this play now. So pretty much a textbook setup, textbook breakdown. Really, really well done, everybody. Let's go. Hopefully a few of you guys caught this as well. Man, best job in the world when we catch a trade early. You can just like feel like the pressure lift off your shoulders. It's incredible. Whew. Yeah, Microsoft, really similar setup. Not a great volume profile on Microsoft, though. So that's the only hesitation I would have. And then Amazon. Yeah, same thing. Not a really great volume profile. We haven't really invalidated the bullish volume off this open. Like to the downside here, AMD, right? Big red candle to start the day off, you know, big selling pressure. So indecision after a big gap up kind of is the same thesis that we had, right? Where big gap ups don't hold. We're looking for a breakdown of those gaps, and then we get increasing volume basically on every breakdown since. So pretty textbook looking play. Stop loss is still at my 79.89. I'm going to try to keep it there and see if I can keep basically breaking down from that point. But really great play, guys. Really, really great play. No complaints. So now just hanging out in this play, risk-free, trying to see how much follow-through I can squeak out of this. But got most of my play off there at that low day. Pretty great trade. How's the mic sound this morning, by the way? Any issues? Hope not, but any issues? Beautiful. The indexes look like they want to break down away from these psych levels, maybe fill some of these gaps. But Apple and Tesla continue to hold up. Tesla, like only $1 away from this breakout area, is a little bit of a tease. So I have a hard stop loss set here, right at that 79.90. I have it set at. Right? Only deal with hard stop losses. No mental stops, guys. Mental stops don't work. Don't need to trick ourselves into thinking that we're going to do your stop loss, right? Or treat our stop loss like a stop loss. We just got to just do it, right? That's the unfortunate reality. Okay, might get stopped out here in a sec. Watching closely. Again, right? Apple and Tesla are pushing to highs, which is keeping indexes well supported. But the second this fades a little bit, AMD flushes. Like index sold off there 10 cents. AMD comparatively sold off like 30. So we've definitely identified good relative weakness here to the downside. Let's just see if we can get bigger payout for the move that we took. Anyone still in this with me? Let's go, Jesus. Let's go. Nice work, John. Yes. Good work, guys. Love that. Right? See how much like less stress it is when we get that right entry? We just focus more on our execution timing than almost anything else. Try not to FOMO into an entry. We can spend all our time in the green, right? Like entries were green right away on this play, and that's a fantastic situation. Nice, Aimnesh. Welcome, welcome. Glad to hear it. Hopefully I said that correctly. Apologies if I didn't. Yeah, I mean, next level here, if we can get a breakdown through low of day, that'll be my profit, like my next, take a little bit off, and then I'll go like midline and see if I can keep a chunk on for like that 77.15 area. But I mean, this is a great little play. Best job in the world, guys. Best job in the world. Yeah, I don't want to, not to like toot my own horn here too aggressively this morning, but I'm very, very happy with that entry. Just compared to Amazon, compared to maybe like, it's maybe a few cobwebs or whatever you want to call it. That felt like, that felt almost perfect, I think. I don't know if I would have been able to do it, like I would have been able to snipe that any better. And here we go, right? So we can get that next leg of follow through here. Breaking through low of day, make a new low of day. So I want to see basically an overreaction flush. That's going to be my profit target. Can take off a little bit more here. I am still in, yeah. Yeah, tidy little win to start the week off. I will not complain about that. So that's maybe starting to look like a little bit of a fake out lower. Nice work, Jesus. Well done, man. Well done. Great little rip. Little bit of a fake out lower, so I want to see how this candle closes. Might be my time to get out. All right, SPY back to 400. A little bit concerning, right? Apple making higher highs, so I just... AMD definitely showing me relative weakness here to the downside, but I just don't know if that weakness is going to continue if everything else is now not telling me that same narrative, right? So I'm going to look to get out here, I think. Gonna wait, see how this candle closes first. Then we'll judge, but I don't really like that fake out to the downside. That maybe doesn't make me as optimistic that I'm going to get the price action I want here. Okay, better. Good volume all of a sudden. So if we can close, hold lower lows, that would be huge. No, I'm going to close. Yeah, that doesn't feel like a super great close. Oh. That's kind of like no man's land there. I'm just gonna hold on for now, because I like the volume profile to the downside. It's pretty good. So hold on for a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going to take off a little bit more here. Okay, close them off at 79.14. And I got just a baby chunk left of my original position. We'll see if I can get this thing to really follow through. But great rip, everybody. Congratulations to everyone who caught it. Great start to the week. We do have home sales, yeah, in a few minutes. Or actually just came out. Not a huge news event, generally. Not seeing the number yet. Impressive. A pretty big discrepancy. Kind of want to close this now, to be honest. Gonna do it. So I'm all out. 79.30. Last fill price. And great little rip, guys, right? Fantastic little rip. Got a little bit over 1%, caught a little bit more than 1% of that move. That's fantastic price action. So now let's see if things want to reset up somewhere else. But I didn't feel like we're necessarily getting as much index cooperation as I would have expected or would have wanted.